Welcome back, everybody. After the short break, we got the Rally Cry Collegiate series presented by the Army National Guard Counter-Strike 2 version, starting off our second match of this Saturday afternoon, Vincent. And I am very excited for this one because it sets up a big story for what is to come after this series ends. It is winner goes to play RIT, loser packs their bags and goes home. I mean, you know, they're at home playing right now, but they pack their bags and go home to the tournament.
Yeah, they're done. Absolutely out of here. And I think that for obvious reasons, ratchets up the pressure, puts everybody in a position where it is do or die. I mean, taking a peek at this bracket, you can see it once again. And it's not a free and easy way through. We just looked at RIT, and if you manage to beat RIT, then you have GMU or Northwood. Either way, it's a bit of a scary matchup. With all of that said, right, in North Carolina State, I think that this team is one of the coolest teams in the event. And let me tell you why. Because I think everybody was doubting them, myself included, coming into this event. We hadn't really seen them, and I told you on the first day of broadcast, I said, I just really haven't seen this team. I don't know what to expect, but every time we see them, my expectations go up, and my enjoyment goes up. Watching this team play is, at times, it's a joy. Yeah. It's so much fun.
I mean, you just look at the run that they've had. They've had a very difficult set of games so far. I mean, we saw them week 1 play against Bevo's, the Longhorns, and they took them down. They move into play Fisher College, a 2-0 loss. It's not an easy team to play, as we just saw RIT last game versus them. But they moved down. They beat UT Austin, and that leads them to their next tough opponent, Oklahoma Christian University. Now, this is, I'd say, a step up from the competition that we've had so far. And I say that because Oklahoma Christian, as kind of noted in our last series, just defeat RIT last night in NACE. And now with them doing that and RIT beating Fisher as good as they did in our last series, it kind of knocks Oklahoma Christian up in my eyes. But North Carolina State, they have to kind of humble them here.
That they do it, and well, it's not going to be an easy team to humble in Oklahoma Christian. That new core of Hunter, Twigs, and Shada have a lot of experience together. They absolutely have the individual skill, and alongside two players that I think I didn't necessarily know how they would adjust coming back into Counter-Strike. They had been with the Oklahoma Christian Valorant roster in Trony and Wheaties, and Trony has been really consistent, and they've been back playing CS for a little while. But it's not always the easiest transition. We've seen players come back and forth, and sometimes they aren't quite what they used to be, and vice versa. But it's really good to see Strony especially being so consistent, alongside what I had expected to be potentially a weak point become a strength.
And I think that strength was really shown last week versus Northwood, where they actually took Northwood down on Anubis 13-10. And Shrony's been the most consistent player. He puts up 24 kills against one of the most renowned teams that we have in this tournament, the Timberwolves. And that is really scary when anybody going up against OC, they know if it's anybody to shut down, it's going to be Shrony. But we take a look at where the things are going to be taking place today in this best of 3, Vincent. We can really hone in on these maps. Overpass, Anubis, Ancient. It's a shake-up from what we had in our first series. The same maps, just a different order. And we're guaranteed to see this Anubis for that map number 2. And I think for the case of this being Oklahoma Christian's map pick, this is the perfect map to go to. You defeat Northwood on this map. And just last week, North Carolina State, they lost to UT Austin on this map. So this is the making of kind of NCSU. If they want to show up and win this series, has to be a damn good overpass.
It does. It's so funny, the parallels here as well, because NCSU, they put together a really good overpass before. We've seen them on it. I've praised a lot of the things that they do there, and it's very much the same story as RIT, where I think overpass does need to go their way for this series to be theirs. In reality, Oklahoma Christian, they have the firepower to potentially push in NCSU over the edge to really just dominate. They have that firepower. The question is, will we see the Wolfpack be able to push back? Will they be able to adjust in time? that's up in the air. I do think that they have it in them, though, but they need to do it on Overpass.
I do think so as well. I think that if there's any player that we're really looking at to kind of step up in that situation and play really well, it's a player like Mr. Myers. On Overpass, I think, you know, the player that we talk about the most to have an individual impact on the map is Mr. Myers in general. Last week did the same exact thing, and you know, in Vertigo, the map that sends them to this game versus the likes of Oklahoma Christian, they defeat UT Austin 13-8, and Mr. Myers goes 24-10 on that map. I mean, such a main state player for NC State, and a player that you really need to go toe-to-toe with the likes of Shrony today, because if that's not the case and you're letting Shrony dominate this matchup, it's going to get out of hand. Like, there's nothing more to be said about OC other than the fact that they can and they will try to take over.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. But listen, Mr. Myers doesn't have to do it alone, right? There's players like Maced, as an example, who I think doesn't necessarily have to have like the flashiest plays or like the biggest numbers, but their consistency really does allow the play style, which is another strength of the Wolfpack, to have success, right? They aren't a team that's going to like get up in your face in the first 15 seconds. They're willing to play it slow. They have a strong default on Overpass. We've seen it come together many a time, and their retakes are even better, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to the CT side, not only do they take space really well, which is important on Overpass, but they also know when to give that space up and play back so that they can play back in together with the retake. I think a lot of teams struggle there, and the Wolfpack do a great job of making that their strength.
It's funny that you're kind of putting this in the light of almost a similar series like our first series today, heading to Overpass for map 1, because NCSU starting off on the T side, if they can get off to a hot start quite like RAT, you know, have a successful T side of Overpass, that is going to set them up for success. And I think that they have definitely the tools to get it done, like you say, with the cohesion between Maced and Mr. Myers. If they can break through, get this bomb down, you know that they have a good post plan. And then as soon as they go to that CT side, I guess the retakes are really what I'm going to be looking at alongside you. But just looking at the team that OC has, and we haven't really seen too much Overpass out of Oklahoma Christian. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how they, you know, expect to anticipate this game to go. But you look at, you know, players like Shrony, who can really impact the start of rounds, and then you look at somebody like Twigs, who has looked good as well. And if you have Twigs supporting Shrony in that way, and both of those members, it's going to be a very, very difficult T side of Overpass because of how quickly things can get out of hand.
Yeah, I think that's the worry, right? You know, we've been talking up the Wolfpack a little bit. I think fairly so, considering how impressive what we've seen from them. I mean, we've watched them play Overpass twice to a incredible level of success. I think both times they've looked really good, but that is the danger, right? They start out on the T side, and it's just... it's fine, but it's just not ideal. And if you get caught into this loop of being unable to break things down, the AWP can be really oppressive from the CT side of Overpass, and that's where things get scary. With that being said, I do think if Overpass is a win for NCSU, I do think there's almost a certainty we're going to see 3 maps. Like, almost for sure.
I had a certainty that we were going to see 3 maps in our last series, and RIT really stepped up. I think NCSU, it's plain and simple the story that we do have today, Vincent. I mean, you look at Oklahoma Christian off of a win last night beating RIT. It's a step up for them. It's a ramp up in their stocks, and they look good. NCSU, they're the underdogs. From now till the end of this tournament, they are the underdogs. No matter what team they go up against, this is the team that you look at and you think that they are going to be the weakest out of the bunch. And inside of this game versus Oklahoma Christian, they need to prove us wrong. So I'm not just looking at Myers. I'm not looking at Maced. It's 5 players that need to step up, and they need to step up together.
Well said. The Wolfpack, though, that CT side, look at how much utility they have ready to go. Smoke 2 flashes. They even got a couple of decoys just to utilize whenever necessary. And they're going to take it slow. I mean, it's fitting, considering where we've seen them at before. No noise made on this approach.
Oh, not at all. The Hunter is just waiting. 5 members. That is scary. spots a line of wolves, a pack running towards you, and Tawish is gonna hunt them down. Hunter still reeling away, trying to find these kills, gets the better of Tawish, but it's 2 in response, and Oklahoma Christian down in numbers, but quick to readjust. They're hitting this flank, and they're hitting it fast. Wheaties tucked away in connector, picking away at these North Carolina States, allowing Twigs now to get into the option. Master Ugwe, he might find one before going down, but things have quickly run over to the side of our Eagles here, OKC.
Oh my goodness, though. Guess who it is? Mr. Myers. He's clutched, not just on this map, but this position before in this tournament. There's a kid on Twigs.
See if he can do it again. What a moment this would be for Myers. A nice shot there to bring Wheaties down to 3. But you still have to worry about Twigs full HP. Myers has armor, so he has a little bit of a punch here behind this gun, but Twigs is going to hop it right away with the kid, and Wheaties was waiting for Myers to pop up. A little whack-a-mole there with the pistol. Oklahoma Christian, after losing the first gunfights, they climb back in the pistol round, and they start our overpass.
And this is where I was saying, Oklahoma Christian, they have the individual skill to make this difficult for the Wolfpack, and they do it again here. What a great call. I mean, everything was done right there for North Carolina State. They take the first contact, they win the duel, they chase them down. They're doing it all. Only for Oklahoma Christian to just win some duels and bring it back.
Well, NC State still going to buy into this round, and they want to keep the pressure on. Hunter working his way into the connector. There is a lot of presence here from NCSU, and Hunter's going to realize this one. Shrani, low HP on Mace, is able to get the better of Master Ugwe. Snaps over, and Twigs jumping up and down. Snaps away Mr. Myers. And this is going to put NC State in a little bit of a peculiar situation where they need to fight down from a 2 versus 4 with a MAC-10 and a Galil, and now Tawish is known.
That doesn't really matter. Shroni doesn't even have to take that fight. The knowledge of where they're located is enough. Granted, King has found a gap. This is a little bit of a wild position, but they'll realize, they'll know that this could have happened. Double up.
King gets one. Tawish leave for a little bit extra cash, but one by one, Oklahoma Christian, I mean, they're just lined up and ready to trade each other. It's exactly what they do. A little bit of damage into that round, but not enough to really write home about.
No. Going back to the pistol as well. Man, the Wolfpack were meticulous. They just walked all together, taking all the right decisions, and end up losing out to a very aggressive fast flank.
That from King. If he held that down, he might have got both.
Yeah, Galil can be very difficult to actually control, though. And here's the utility, the strengths that North Carolina State have on their disposal. 3 early smokes out B. It's all great until you realize that Oklahoma Christian have pushed everything else.
I mean, you just look at this in the Wolfpack. I mean, they truly are sticking to their name. A pack of wolves that run together, and they just rip away everything in their sights. 3 versus 4. The only player really in between these two, our Hunter, he's going to get the better timing versus Tawish, even us into a 3 versus 3, and here comes the retake.
This is so cool. You don't see collegiate teams going for this type of strategy. Nobody's doing that. Nobody.
Might just be the key to success here for NCSU. A courageous challenge from King. HG from downtown. Shada puts it on the mark. And now numbers for Oklahoma Christian to work this retake. Flash out. Shada on the front line. Taps this bomb now. Mace just jumping through the smoke with a Tech 9. It's not enough to get the better of these players, so it gets going to defuse that bomb. And Oklahoma Christian, they get 3 down. But another round from NC State where they just run together. They get a bomb plant in an eco, and that's enough to make this next rifle by quite a lot. I
love it. This is why this NC State team's so fun to watch. This is I mean, I'm sure that somebody's done this before, but this is a home-cooked strat, right? Get 3 smokes. It's a wall of smoke set up to cut off the entirety of the left hand of the B site, only for them to route back up to A and try and isolate the duel towards Heaven or towards Graffiti. Oh my goodness, it's so cool to see somebody pulling that type of strategy out. I don't even care if it works or not, but it gets them a plan.
Yeah, word to Daft Punk, they go around the world. NC State, I mean, they've given themselves a chance into this rifle round where they can really play it slow, really, again, just draw into the methods of Counter-Strike, and hopefully these fundamentals can force a mistake out of Oklahoma Christian, but it's a very practiced OC team. It isn't going to bite in rounds that they know they can give up.
Not just practice, but experienced.
Look at
high
that
firepower.
shot. Get more too. Possibly the trade from Shrani side by side, hand in hand.
It's crazy that he can just abscond with that frag and then fall back away, but they're coming back. They want more. They'll double, triple down even.
And again, they're together in this. Twigs now to work with Shrani. And the timing is working impeccably in their favor. I mean, now Twigs can let Shrani play on this island. He's gotten into the bathrooms. Mace has no idea, but he's going to re-clear on the FAMAS. Able to rip that head away. OC just making no mistakes in this round. Shrani, an absolute pillar of this A site. And he's in this flank fast again. Twigs is going to lose his life. Shrani's making himself known. Shots at range. Ukwe gives them a chance. 9 HP, but Mr. Myers has 77 and head armor. So these M4s have to do a lot of damage. That Molly's going to give time for Mr. Myers to actually reposition.
Wheaties has a Molly of his own. So they got out. Now they got to take the duels, and the HP becomes a problem.
NC State set up for victory. Myers brings it into 1v2. Now a 1v1, and with the time, there's a can.
He's just going to hold
Wheaties, he's sticking it, and he gets to defuse a little bit off the timer there. Master Ukwe, 3 kills in the round, but to no avail.
And they couldn't plan for themselves. Didn't have the map control, not the site control they could have wanted. And so safety early ends in death late. Absurd, though, that this round, how well played it was from Oklahoma Christian, turns into a 1v2 and then a 1v1, but saved. Just holding on that one. It's going to be a pace change. Time to get started.
All gas, no brakes here for NC State, breaking out to B, but players and presence from OC Esports that is making it very hard for them to win out in the round. Wheaties finds his second and still alive on site. The Eagles are flying. Low HP on the King, and with the USP, Twigs is just going to jump into the deep end. Grabs the gun off the ground. Hunter has arrived. All 3 here for OC to look to take their 5th round, and they do that by quite a considerable full house between Twigs and Wheaties.
And this is where I start to find some footing to my concerns. Because this round was nothing, it was not clean from Oklahoma Christian. There's a lot of wild maneuvering, some very poor timings, and whatever the heck that flash was from the back of pit. And it still goes their way, thanks to Twigs continuing to put the aggression down. It's Oklahoma Christian up to 5 and an opening pick as well.
NC State, I mean, this is a school that's putting themselves on the map for Collegiate Esports, and furthermore, you could tell that they mean business in, you know, the recent move that we've seen from Evolve heading into more of a director spot. I mean, you know that this NC State team is going to have a good backing to them. And, I mean, we saw what Evolve was able to do with Northwood, and we can see the makings now of NC State early on with this CS2 roster. This is a roster set up for success, and they have the backing to make this happen. So I have confidence that this is a team that can pull things together.
Right now, they're getting outshot, though. While they have been doing things correctly, they've played a good game, actually, tactically.
Shada. K. Impressive there. The boost up. Don't really see that too often here in Collegiate Counter-Strike, but
Part of the problem for the Wolfpack, if they don't take short control, that is a possibility. That's why you saw in the previous series, it was Tatum fighting so aggressively for this position. Shada and Wheaties now just making sure that this doesn't come at no cost.
they're going to squeak open the door, and it's going to turn Wheaties around. Looking for extra kills to his tally. Alongside Shada, Mr. Myers is all alone. 11 HP in a 1v3. It's good damage. Enough that this HC should put it away. Shrani's going to deliver the rounds, and 6 in a row for Oklahoma Christian. It has forced NC State in a situation where, yeah, I like the call for a timeout. This is exactly what I was hoping to see.
I do too, but here's why I'm becoming more concerned. I'm becoming more scared. It's because I really like the T half that NC State are calling. I think they've done a good job of calling a good half. I don't think the strategy is the problem. I don't think that they're even... I don't even think they're not trading or anything like that. I think they're just getting outpaced. And at this point, they're starting to feel like everything's unexpected. You know, take that boost, right? That being one of those things.
We've seen them get the bomb down a couple times at A, but as soon as that bomb hits A, a flank from Oklahoma Christian, and they're just suffocating. As the rounds go on, it gets harder and harder to breathe. You need something to go your way here. Hunter's got the op. Oh, tags on Tawish, and Shrani looking to clean up what he started. Nice trade there from King with the Tech 9. Able to push into bathrooms and start to see Oklahoma Christian reeling as that rifle gets recovered.
I like the game plan, the change of pace for NC State. They tried to go fast out B one time, and it was pretty effective. It got them into a post plant, and so they take it into the faces of Oklahoma Christian in this round as well. Get up close and close the distance, especially up against an op that Hunter has. It's netted them a gun. 1 in 4.
The rotation. Mr. Myers is still looking for real estate at B. They're taking the long way around, so it's a lot of time to get into the spot, and I don't know if... What did Hunter see? He's seeing things.
Oklahoma Christian, though, their setup here at B it's superb.
Wheaties on the... or Shada on the boost over Wheaties here. Zam4 can rain terror down into the site. Cowish trying to get into a position to put this bomb in the ground, but it's just impossible. A turret on top of the wall, firing away at players. Shada gets them all down. 4 kills there from Shada. Everybody just walking into the turret.
They didn't know where Shada was after the first kill, and even the second one, they were still reeling, trying to figure out what was happening. But he just kept on dipping and dodging around this pillar, making life difficult as the Wolfpack fell 1 by 1. Again, it's that confidence that Oklahoma Christian are putting forth at the moment that is terrifying. It means that they're willing to do anything, willing to show anything, and take every gunfight.
Damage there on Mr. Myers, but oh, Master Ukwe gifted an opportunity, and with Mace, they seal the deal. Shada now looking to recover it. One regresses into water, and Myers is there. Twigs jumps over, trying to mitigate as much damage as they can, but 3 versus 2 we go, and they are still pushing in towards B. Tawish knows there's a presence. The flash out from Pitt gives it away, but Weedy still wins it out.
Oh, Tawish needed to run away. So did Master Ugwe. Oh, and he's just barely going to slip into the night, but the fact that the bomb hasn't been planted means that they should be aware of someone could be here.
King can seal the deal here and now. Wheaties, he's going to clear towards Bank, but he doesn't expect it. 1v2 for Twigs. Fantastic game last week versus Northwood.
There's a
We
smoke.
know that
I can counter out both the Molotovs.
Twigs can push into a position to win this one. Smoke can't give him a chance. It's going to bait out Master Uruguay. He sees him on the swing, and now they know Twigs is on side. King can readjust and spray things down. NC State, what a weird round for them. He's still putting so much effort into that B site. Waiting to the last possible second to hit that rotate button.
So fortunate as well that Howish doesn't get punished for this. Stuck around way too long. But what the saving grace was King. Playing it off of each other, playing together. The Wolfpack are on the board. And this kind of goes to show how close these rounds have been. Right? Oklahoma Christian, they lose just one. And instantly, Shrony's on a dig.
Shawnee not able to buy up into this one round, but still damage to worry about for NC State. To lose King early, it's going to slow down your approach.
So you're just going to be happy that that ends up being a 1-for-1. Shrony playing a little bit close together with Hunter. They're just trying to make sure that op can be recovered, I believe. That means it's a buddy system. 2 towards A, the other 2 hanging out at B, both on further angles, but the Wolfpack uncommitted. This is where I think they are at their best. These 4-on-4s, slow, re-clearing angles out towards the A site, and then once you get down to that 40, 30-second mark, then the decisions get made for the Wolfpack.
This is the issue, though. Hunter's going to be watching bathrooms. Tawish is walking right into it, and now they know the op is here. Tawish is going to run away. Trying to pull some attention out from bathrooms. Tawish trying his best to sell this, but it's not working. Hunter's going to get the better of Tawish eventually. And Shada's been looking for real estate here. They know Weedy's pushed up, and they need to clear him out. They will.
That can be the danger of waiting so long. Players with the experience that Oklahoma Christian have, they're not going to just sit still and wait for you to make a decision. They're going to get active. But they've managed to put it into the 2-on-2.
They've got active here. Shrony working his way in through short. Spotted through the smoke, and now they know where both is. Damage done onto Shrony and Hunter. It's into a 1v1, but Master Uruguay can't hit the shot. It gets all the way down. Should be plenty of time for the defuse.
And that's tough. North Carolina State, they do it again. They put themselves in the right position. Great trade frags onto the back towards the site. Loved that from them, but like I said, OC aren't going to let them just execute a site for free. 30 seconds without information, you best believe these Eagles are going to be flying at you.
Round number 10. NC State falling behind on their T side. Issue after issue that they are facing, and now with the rifles, possibly a round that they need to win if they want to win this map.
Slightly better firepower. I mean, Hunter has an MP9.
At least doesn't know what's in front of him. Smoke's gonna go down, and here comes Mace tucked away. Twigs almost gets the kill. 22 health.
Ace is lucky to be alive here. The fact that he is causes a lot of consternation for Oklahoma Christian. They are unsure of where this hit's going to be going. They rotated one up to A. Now that same player has gone back down to B.
"44 seconds. You gotta figure out which site you're gonna hit soon. And the bomb's still down in connector."
And again, North Carolina State, they are absolutely making Oklahoma Christian ask the question where this bomb's headed.
Yeah, well, it's headed to B. Shada. ready to dance and Monster, and he's going to keep this one into a winnable spot. 10 seconds left. They need to go. The time is so far down, and there's still members to get through. And Pit, Mr. Myers, nice transfer there from Wheaties to get to. The bomb goes down, but everybody falls. Oklahoma Christian, they take their 9th round here on Overpass and do it with 3 members still alive. Look at that from Wheaties. I want to look back at that spray transfer onto Mr. Myers because the bomb was going down. If Mr. Myers gets that kill on Wheaties, maybe they can fight for this. But as soon as he gets finished off there, it's just so drawn out from NC State.
Truly disgusting. That lurk right through the smoke was just waiting for the flashbang to come through. And Shada does a good job of staying alive, or at least getting a frag before going down. 9-1. They're running out of road at the moment. Oh, the King, his head ran out of time. Expired.
We'll see him next round.
Going
NC
back
State,
again.
they're running out of rounds to give away.
And it's not been a giveaway. It's been hard fought, some of them. Oh, and that's the Beak presence entirely gone. Mr. Myers was meant to be holding space there. You saw a start of a rotation back that other direction, but the bomb now moving towards A because they've lost space at B.
Hunter tucked away, so patient with these shots, almost hitting one onto Tawish, but here comes Master Oogway to pull things back, and it's in a 2 versus 4 with low HP onto Shada, but Shada in reaction to this one, he's getting aggressive through long. And Twigs has popped himself onto the truck. No read onto it from Tawish with the AWP heading his way into the site. The USP swing from Twigs will put it away, and double digits gained in the first half from Oklahoma Christian.
That's tough. It truly is. It all starts with this opening pick. Great, just precision shooting there from Hunter, and you get to another one before getting felled. But again, the reactions from Oklahoma Christian, whenever they find positioning and whenever they don't have information, they're on the hunt for it. They're looking for it, and they're getting it. Final round of the half, and it's a broken bye. Still might break through. Shrani gets 2 with the spray down.
NC State still in it, nonetheless.
Patient over to the site. Twigs is here. Twigs?
Twigs, hello? Hello, Twigs. Mr. Myers has gone down, and to win this round, NC State, A, they need to get this bomb planted. B, they need to get rid of Twigs, and there's at least the second option gone, but how quick the pacing has been from Oklahoma Christian. They're already here for the retake, slowly working their way through bathrooms. The smoke is going to give way for Tawish to move his way into long. But Shot has heard this. That nade suggests that he's got a bit of an idea that there's somebody over towards long. Mace is critical. Got to swing on contact for Tawish. He's only got a Tech 9. Able to recover the rifle, and he looks away. Shot at just the right time. He peeks. Now it's up to Mace. The AK in the hand. A 1v2. They line up, but it's just not meant to be. The Wolfpack again to the very end. They are fighting tooth and nail versus Oklahoma Christian. But when it comes down to the wire, when it comes down to the finish line, Oklahoma Christian, they are so icy. I mean, NC State can't even see the finish line. That's how far away it is. And it feels a little bit bad how dominant the scoreline is, because there have been a lot of rounds that the Wolfpack have been close. A lot of rounds. But when it isn't close, man, do Oklahoma Christian look like they're just running over everyone. To you, Tilt. Ready for a B exec? Oklahoma Christian just going to keep it pretty simple. To be and hit hard. Ace is going to be the first victim. Sean and Wheaties both working together. Flash out. Wheaties doesn't want to stop there. He wants more, and he's going to get it. Master Oogway cut down to the backside. Shot is going to follow up, and it's perfect. So perfect from the Eagles to take map point. 12-1, they go on Overpass. They are not looking back.
What more can you ask for out of a pistol round? Mr. Myers just chain flashed one after another there at Toxic. And that allows for everybody else to clear out the rest of the site. Like you said, first on to Mason. There's that easy swing from short position. It's, well, go again. I don't even know what that's. Where does that smoke go?
Wherever it goes. Doesn't matter. It's still the same outcome. A B take, and the site is, it's free. It's open. To put it away, NC State, they need to harness the power of these retakes, and Astrupe is looking to lead them to the promised land, but it doesn't seem like it's too promising. Shrani shut down the gatekeeper, cutting them down to pieces. It's all down to Mr. Myers, but Shada's going to put it away. 13-1. A dominant showing on Overpass from Oklahoma Christian. They lead the series, and they lead it with a heavy hand.
They do. I mean, oh, it feels rough to look at this in any other way than just in CSU got dominated. But there was some positive notes there. You know, there was a lot of rounds that were very close, a lot of moments where it came down to like a clutch. But when none of those are going your way, that in and of itself is a domination, right? Like, yeah. if you're putting yourself in positions to win rounds and then you can't close any of them, at some point that's on you. And listen, the reality is that I said Oklahoma Christian coming into this, they are the favorites. They have the firepower to do what they just did, and I was hoping that Overpass would be a little bit different, but it wasn't. And Oklahoma Christian, they deserve all the plaudits that we gave them coming into this game.
Yeah, I mean, they are just fantastic. They're put together. It's the reason why this team took down RIT last night in NACE, and it's because they have the makings of a team that can upset. And I think that's what's most exciting for OC Esports, leading this series now off of Overpass. A moment that puts them in a scenario where they can 2-0 this series and move to have another rematch versus RIT in those losers semifinals. This is going to be a tough game to head into, no matter what way you spin it up for NCSU. They tried their best at times, and like you keep on kind of hinting at during that Overpass, they're calling a good game. It's just, if you can't win rounds, the game, it's just, if you can't like win rounds in winnable scenarios that you put yourself in, it's just not going to be it. It's not a recipe for success here for NC State. It's not like they didn't try. I mean, they tried really hard. I think OKC or Oklahoma Christian, they just had their number.
Yeah, they truly did. A lot of big moments there that just didn't work out. Man, Shroni, talking about a guy who really pulled it out when necessary, though. I feel like that guy was unstoppable in so many of these situations. Twigs also had a good game, a bit of a wild game, as we saw right there. But
it's the Oklahoma Christian special. It's the SS, the boat of promise here. Shada and Shrani together at times. I mean, both on opposite sides of the map, but both having so much impact.
Yeah, there was just not there's just not a spot where you could say that Oklahoma Christian were struggling. They were always having these early success. And even when they took aggressive fights that maybe I would say you wouldn't necessarily want to see, they were still making it work. And that's where it's just an unstoppable force. Every single time. I mean, just a nice shot from Hunter there as well. The op barely even required.
Yeah, I mean, Hunter was missing shots, but it was still turning into rounds won. It was altogether dominance from start to finish into this one. NC State, they had their chances. They had rounds that came down to the wire, and they made it look difficult for Oklahoma Christian. They showed weaknesses in their game style. And if this was another team, you know, maybe that had a little bit extra firepower to match up to Oklahoma Christian, we could be looking at a different story. And I think when you take away a little bit from Overpass and the negative aspect of Oklahoma Christian, they gave up a lot of bomb plants. They gave up a lot of opportunities to the Pistols of NC State in eco rounds. And if it was anybody else that is still in this tournament, Vincent, that would be a different outcome in a lot of those rounds. But they're kind of able to get away with it.
It might have been. At the same time, right? I think Oklahoma Christian, the way they played this game, they played it unapologetically aggressive, and to me, here's what it looked like. It looked like they felt like they were the best players on the server. They showed it.
Well, that was quite the game number one, no matter what, Vincent, from OC. It's hard to look at them in a negative light after they win 13-1 in Overpass. It's a tough scenario to be in if you're NCSU heading into map number 2 coming up after this quick break. It's Anubis. You don't want to miss it. Go take a little break of your own, get some snacks. We'll be right back with some more Counter-Strike.
Our generation has a choice. Turn away from the world's problems or chase them down. We refuse to sit back and watch them pass us by. Watch us fly ahead. Rise to every challenge and overcome anything. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
People want to define Gen Z, but that's our job.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives.
And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
While I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Welcome back to Collegiate Counter-Strike Fanatics. We got our map number 2 now in our second series of the night. A tough loss for NCSU in map number 1. They're going to have to bounce back, and they're going to have to bounce back big time. My name is Seymour. With me is Vincent. We've been taking you through the action for the day. It's been a fun day, all things considered, even looking back at that overpass, which was a 13-1 loss. The Wolfpack, they were putting up a fight. Not to any avail, Vincent, but it was a fight, and hopefully they can start to turn that fighting into some round wins now.
Yeah, listen, they had a loud bark, but unfortunately on overpass it ended in a whimper, and I don't know if it's going to be any different on Anubis. My gut says probably not, as much as I'm rooting to see NCSU be a little bit more competitive. I think that Oklahoma Christian, they came out and they showed us what they're made of. They showed us why we built them up like we did, and why they've been able to take wins and close games against some of the best teams in this tournament and others. It's because they are that good.
Yeah, I mean, stats don't lie. I will say, I'm a big fan of stats. I know you're a big fan of stats, Vincent. And when you look at Anubis last week, Oklahoma Christian, they beat Northwood on this map. And Northwood is in our winners finals. And we saw kind of not the same showing from NCSU. They lost on Anubis 13-5 on UT Austin, the team that they ultimately beat in map number 3. So this is going to be a very tough map when you look at the stats in general for it. But even looking back, you couldn't really see NCSU get anything going when they were playing against UT Austin. A very poor performance from all 5 players. Nobody really having a moment in that one. Unlike what we saw in Overpass, where we saw players breaking through and getting the bomb down, we still didn't see any of that prowess on Anubis last week from them. Now, if they can carry some of that presence in Overpass, take it into this Anubis, Vincent, and start transitioning into a little bit stronger in the post plants, a little bit more confident post plants, possibly we can start to see some extra rounds on the board. But I can't see this being a map win for them.
Yeah, the difference is on Overpass, there was a lot of that tactical depth that we've seen from them before. There was a lot of that default that we know is really strong. All of those were positives that we were building up as possible ways to get into a map that was going to be an uphill battle, and that doesn't exist on Anubis, certainly not to the same degree or at all in some cases, based on what we saw against UT Austin. So all of that paints a pretty grim picture. I mean, I can't fluff. It's just it is tough here to see the Wolfpack walking away with a win, as much as that might be a phenomenal upset. We saw some crazy upsets already in this bracket. I do think that this is where Oklahoma Christian just walk away with a quick day at the office 2-0.
It's scary. It's scary to look at for sure, but it doesn't mean it's just over. I have my hopes up for NCSU. I want to see them pop off here, and I am welcoming a change of pace for this team. I think it really comes down to their preparation heading into the second map. Obviously, they left Anubis open. They are not afraid to come to this map. They've gave the possibility for Oklahoma Christian to make this a map 2 of choice, and they knew what they were doing. So for NC State, off of a tough 13-1 loss, gotta see them bounce back early, Vincent, in my opinion. They're starting on the T side of Anubis, and that is something to take away heading into this.
I mean, I think you can make it a positive. They chose to start here, so the game plan, it's got to be good, right? There's certainly going to be something here. Will it work? Who knows?
Spots the shadow, and they all fall down. Somebody catch the license plate of this truck. Shada. He's just running right through him.
Oh my goodness. That's crazy.
It's a hit and run.
I didn't know we were playing GTA. It's wild. I mean, you hope for a trade there. You pray for a trade. What is this replay?
What is this?
Okay. That was from warm-up. Nice adjustment, though. The second shot, and then things got a little messy, but man, can't say much other than wow.
That broke me. I just wasn't expecting it. I just wasn't expecting it.
They were vibing in the pregame.
I'm glad there's some humor to be found. NC State, they're laughing through it.
You mentioned that the Wolfpack allowed this map to be picked. Yeah, they did and they didn't, right? They had to ban Mirage for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
I think that makes a lot of sense. So, on the one hand, yes. On the other hand, well, this was just kind of what was left available for OC to pick into.
It's a tough map pool to decide. I mean, if you're not experienced on all of these maps, it's going to be tough. I mean, it's like easier said than like done just being experienced on every single map that they have in the pool, but it's just one of those pools that it's like, it's very, a lot of these maps are very punishing if you're not used to them.
Yeah, the gap, I think where you're going is the gap between the teams that have a game plan ready and the teams that just kind of have a general idea but aren't ready with a game plan. It's pretty massive.
This brings me back to my kind of PSA. You've heard me before. Bring back cash, please.
I'm with you. There is a lot of hash haters, though.
Bring back Train. I know there's even more Train haters.
Don't tell why not that. He'll be mad.
Let's focus into the action here. 4-on-4. This is a rifle round from NC State. And the early AWP from Hunter. It's not glass cannon. Doesn't have any head armor. Granted, these are AKs, so, you know, you can argue why need head armor in the first place, but doesn't have the utility to really ward off this presence from NC State, and he can feel the pressure starting to mount on. It's a 1v4 basically for this side, and Hunter, he's going to have to go above and beyond.
NC State are kind of pump fanky here. They toss the first round of utility and then wait a little bit. That pauses OC, and they don't make any attempt to pull rotations.
Now
so it stays just one.
Angle there, but I guess there's the issue with the lesser head armor. The flinch is a little too much, and he can't hit the shot. And now the bomb down in a 4v3. Steel King yet to make any noise. And this volley's going to force him out, but at just the right time, Shrani still gets his gun up. It's a 3-on-3. Hunter makes it an advantage now for Oklahoma Christian as they're ready to bail this round out by sheer skill. Shrani on the inside. Myers trades him out finally, but it's all down to him. 76 health against an AWP. The swing out from Hunter into the pistol, dancing around, trying to make it difficult. The time drains down. The kit on Hunter is not going to have a chance, and Myers, he's got to run.
He's going to stay alive. Man, Myers, what an incredible round from him. Really opening the door for this one. The early on, picking up that pick. Even after the first frag doesn't go their way. That's the Wolfpack, back to basics, back to business. Their slow, methodical style, that was an early default. Didn't work out, but they still brought it back. And despite the fact that King didn't get anything done on that mid presence, he did buy a lot of time.
Shot at with an eagle, flashed out lovely there from King to back up Mace in that moment, and the UMP just runs into the site. Mere eagles just for Oklahoma Christian in the round, and in the past we've seen it pay off, but this time it's not finding anything. Swanee off angle here with the 5-7. Myers for the refrag into it, and this is looking like a stellar round out of the Wolfpack.
The op's already gone. It's saving once again, especially with all that utility.
Why not?
Don't want to give that one away, but this is a round where, again, just praising the calling here for the Wolfpack. They changed the pace up on a round that they know is going to be most likely an anti-eco. And I think it really makes their slower default plays on gun rounds a lot more believable. It makes it so that Oklahoma Christian aren't just going to like take space without respecting the positions, take space without utility. And just the way they approach this game, I find myself appreciating it very often.
Well, already, you know, this is 100% improvement from the overpass. NC State get their second round in Anubis, and they do it in a very, very strong way. It was just an anti-eco, so it's a round that they're supposed to win, but it's not something that we've seen them have the chance for back on overpass, so it's kind of a round that they needed here. Hunter has been a non-factor with this AWP, and he hasn't had a chance just yet.
Yeah, he was stuck out on the B site last round. Nice bait and switch. All right, contact first. Flash connects, and you got a player just playing anti-flash right around the corner, can just step in, take the fight.
It's the third round in a row that shot has been removed from that position early.
A little overheated, maybe?
Well, those first bloods have transferred into rounds 1 for NC State, but this time they're going to try their hands at B.
That 35-second mark.
Smoke's going to go down to block off the temple. Tronny still unchecked in this angle. The Molotov's not going to move him out either, and Wheaties is taking all the attention, so the bomb's going to touch the site. Tronny's still waiting, and now is his chance, though. Tawish able to recover that, and Tronny finds nothing. Again, it's Hunter boxed out with the AWP, and everybody on site losing their fights.
Hunter's got to be molding at this point. He's like, give me something. Let me play the game. And he won't be able to do it this round. Not a chance. That's the lead for NC State. They're a T side doing some good work. And it comes back again. Early bait setup, right? Little anti-flash. It's simple, but very effective.
Yeah. It's finally, we see some signs of life from NC State inside these rifle rounds. Not coming down to 1v2s, not coming down to, 2v2s. It's just a very convincing round from the Wolfpack.
Yeah, they take the B site and just win the fights on entry. Even if it got a little dicey there with the missed Molotov.
Give me more.
There's some aggression. I don't know if that's what you were looking for, but it will end in death.
I mean, it was surprisingly on time for me asking. But no, I'm looking for rounds 1 in the rifles for NC State. And if they want to win on Anubis, not only do they need rounds like that, but they need these ecos to be nice and clean. And you can see that, quite like RET, they're taking a very passive approach to it, and it's paying off.
Waiting, hoping for somebody to play aggressive. Oh, man, Twigs. He was doing so well to get out of there. And just kept on shooting, tracked through.
Money King is coming alive here with the op inside this eco, just looking to get aggressive and make it known. The AWP is a presence that Hunter is going to have to put down eventually. And he's going to bring it out right away.
Wasn't really required back on overpass, but here's where I do think Hunter needs to have some big impact. He's had a kill every round, every gun round actually, and he's found the opening pick multiple times. They just have routed around him every single second afterward. Wherever the op is, that's not where NC State go.
Ace again's gonna start the round with the first blood. Wheaties through the smoke gets caught.
Spotted just as that smoke started to bloom.
King loses the AWP battle. Hunter is going to put it to rest, and he's going to slow down this Wolfpack.
Again, Hunter just responding every time on this op. He's done a great job. Minute 15. And NC State have gotten into the default end, or the end of their default. Right? They've gotten control where they want. Maybe you could argue they don't have Canal. That's the only thing missing, but they've got mid, they've got house, and they've got main.
Why falls under overpass, and Wolfpack are looking for a mistake. Tawish may have just found it. Bomb is not dedicated to any of these sites. Only one player left on B. It's Twigs. And Towers just spotted Shada, so he knows this is a commit to A, and he's long gone. Twigs, he's alone.
And he is, but Twigs is getting active. Again, you can't wait too long or they're going to get a little bit aggressive.
He's going to listen to it, but Myers, the first one in, decimates Twigs in the moment. And this bomb is looking to go down on site. Shrani is here, spraying through the smoke. The bomb is planted on the exit. Myers gets caught. It's all up to Master Uguay in a 1v3, now 1v2. Op and an M4 versus the AK. Hunter's got to be careful, slowly working his way around the pillar, and he's not missing. Not shots like that.
You asked for Hunter to step up, and he's done it. Continuing to find success, and has been, I think, it's not looked like it, but for the majority of the half, he's been there. Like I said, just locked out. Here's that opening pick. Man, Mace finds a great timing. Thought this kill might have been the end of the line, but frag for Shrony through the smoke. Shada gets the same on entry, and that cuts it to a 3-on-2 retake that Oklahoma Christian play to perfection.
Pack's still not done yet on their T side, so still looking to mount their efforts. Even rounds like that, it's not going to stop them from looking to get aggressive. And Hunt King back on the AWP, looking down water. Watching for a player to get aggressive.
It's A side default. Starting to pull some interest. And we'll pull out a smoke as well. It's important to get that utility out early if you want to play so late into the round, as the Wolfpack like to do.
What's the end game here?
I don't think that NC State know just yet. They've got to get back into house control, and they'll need to retake canals if they really want to take towards B, which it looks like they do. Bomb's about to be collected. And not going to be B, rather back to A.
Twigs getting a little impatient, and Towers is going to pay for it. Lose the life. The bomb picked up, heading over towards A. 3 members here. It's a 3-on-3 clean for the site. The lurk towards B is going to be a non-factor here, as here comes the presence. Smokes are down. Utility is thrown. Shada and Hunter ready to cut them apart. Mace gets caught in the lurk, and Twigs puts it away. Doesn't get cleaner than that.
Oklahoma Christian, they're starting to put it together. They got to stop throwing their bodies out at NC State early in the round. It's given them opening picks aplenty. Instead, they use their utility to retake positions after giving him up early. Gives Twigs that frag and the A site. Plenty defended. One man on site. The op playing Overwatch and support from heaven. It was all there.
That lead that was gained early from NC State is gone back into a tie game. Looking to turn things around here is Oklahoma Christian, and Shrani opens up the smoke and finds Master Uguay on the other side. That's going to actually put the gas down for NC State, and nades are out. Shrani's going to pay for it. HE's going to catch him, and now the rest looking to fall in line. Molly's down. Mace is going to get caught in that one. Has to force to the outside. Weenies gets his, but in turn, Mr. Myers cuts down too.
Here we go again. 2-on-3. Remember last time, Oklahoma Christian came away successful, but oh, great smoke. Timing on that one couldn't have been better. Just as Shada was hoping to make his way through.
Go for this one. Flash over from Shada, and this is the barrage of shots through the smoke. The firing squad not allowing anybody to pass. Towers went hunting for the op, but Hunter, he gets his and he gets out.
Once again, Hunter just sealed out of a round. Playing the opposite site and the opposite side of the map.
The issue with bringing an AWP to the CT side of Anubis, it's easy to be locked out.
Can be. I would like to see them be a little bit, well, I was going to say a little bit more active about setting that up, but to be fair, they don't want to walk into these aggressive angles or into the default that NC State have found success with, which is why I think they're having him play passively. So, one problem or another. Here it is, the aggression. He's not going to spot anybody initially, though.
Shada, he doesn't want anything to do with this one. He's learned. And down to 16 HP. Mace is not letting down. Myers the first one out. They line up for Shada. He gets all three. USP swings over, but he's got twigs over the shoulder. Lovely teamwork and coordination coming out there. Shada, in the moment, gets his 3 kills. It's all down to the early damage there. Helps him out.
NC State trying to bring a little bit of a different look towards the pace of this game.
No way.
Oh my goodness. Trigger discipline.
That is crazy. No, they didn't see each other.
There's no way Tawish didn't hear him.
He heard him, but he didn't see him.
Oh, great angle. Love that angle from Tawish.
This is a 1v5. 47 seconds. I mean, he's
Still
not
100
gonna...
HP.
He's not going in for this one. Ain't no way. By now, he has to think that everybody's rotated.
Oh, yeah. But what if?
What if?
Shadow will give it away. And beyond that, NC State trying to swap up the pace a little bit. You know, which is a respectable decision. But Shada, a player that he's dealt with a couple of A rushes in his life, hears him coming, stomping on in, and tosses the utility to stall it out enough for rotations to come back through. And a shooting gallery on entry. The Wolfpack will take a timeout. Their money down and out. But they've kept it close all half long.
A lot better from Overpass. I mean, Vincent, we asked them to start putting rounds on the board and start, you know, finishing off on these site executes. They get the bomb planted. They set up in the post plants. And, you know, granted, Anubis gives a lot more security to these post plants than Overpass does, but they haven't allowed for a retake just yet. And that's good and all, but it just still hasn't felt like enough.
Same positives, right? Oh my goodness.
I mean, the whole thing is that Oklahoma Christian are going bar for bar. And for the CT side of Anubis and now take a lead on the map, heading into the second half, you're now asking NC State to do exactly the same.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes. Not a confirmation yet, but there it is. At least 6 rounds for Oklahoma Christian into an eco. NC State burning alive and getting hit by a nade. Takes down 2 of them. Everyone else falls to the rifles and weaponry. But again, the responsiveness from Oklahoma Christian to these faster plays suggests to me that NC State know that those are only going to work once or twice, and well, they've already used their once or twice for this map.
That's a big nade. Sets up Shrani. Low HP on Mr. Myers. Back and forth trades, and Tawish actually breaks the odds. Bomb's going to go down. King's going to be able to get away from this.
No backside control, though. Shada's not going to know that, but as soon as he clears this out, this is massive amount of knowledge.
It's all eyes forward for these two. AWP and an AK yet again. Tawish at range, ready for the swing. Op's going to bring it back, 1v2, but as they swing it around the pillar, a do-si-do. It's Master Uguay to put away the rounds. 6-6 at the half. We stay tied. And for NC State, I mean, they keep it competitive, Vincent, but now heading into the second half CT, they need to step up and put it away to get us to Ancient.
You know, the big difference here, I think the Wolfpack playing a similarly good game as they did on Overpass. We're just not seeing Oklahoma Christian dominate individually in the same way. You know, everybody's just not getting run down, but like they bleed a little bit in comparison. We get a mid pop. That's a screen's smoke.
Need this pistol round to go your way, but King's going to be the first to fall. And here comes Oklahoma Christian. Master Uruguay looking for some timing, but the smokes are blocking him off. Myers gets the trade, but Shot has been waiting for the reaggress. It is just so back and forth in this round. Mr. Myers know exactly where he is. Twigs is ready to put a bullet in the back of his skull. Went for the knife, but
What do
Shrine
you mean?
steals it away. 2v3. The bomb goes down. No way in for the Wolfpack except to fight. And Wheaties, he's ready to scrap with the pistol. And that is the pistol round again going the way of Oklahoma Christian, Vincent.
Man, I love how initially NC State, they hear everybody running away, and then Shada scurries back into the smoke, just dips a toe in there, only to walk back through, knowing that the timing would be such that he could catch somebody off guard after they checked for mid. Oh, it's so ratty, and I love it. Oh, and this is going to be a bit of a unicorn round. NC State, they run it B. Oklahoma Christian, they exec A.
Here we go. Out for the bridge. Lots of damage done and just poking away the battles. It's an opening 2 for NC State to hopefully put some pressure onto Oklahoma Christian. But I got to battle for the rifles.
I mean, they've lost both the pistols. They don't care.
This is hydrogen bomb meets coughing baby.
Oklahoma Christian take those fights with a USP and a Tech 9, and so when they lose it, shrugging. Just, I don't care. 2 rounds their lead now. Don't really even lose too much despite going 2 players down. They'll be buying back in, and this is anything but a bonus. It's a full invest. Single kit for Tawish. They took the utility instead. Understandable decision.
Rifles are out. Both sides now. King runs into a wall. Hate to see it.
That's tough.
Owen Mace, a couple shaky shots there with the M4, punished by Hunter. And that's going to really open up this round. Master Uruguay caught on the pillar. Has to find at least 2, but only good for the 1.
First one was very nice. Oh, Tawish, or rather Mr. Myers actually checks it, but ends up going down anyway, and Tawish will follow 9-6. That's the first gun round done and dusted. And again, the T side typically a little bit better for the Anubis. Oklahoma Christian putting it together already.
I mean, it comes down to a couple of unfortunate situations. King flashed out, runs into a wall. It's tough for sure, but NC State, they don't want to get caught in that pattern. They need to be a little bit more aware of holding their lives for their retakes, because we know how good their retakes can be.
Well, not going to be much to be playing for this round, considering the investments are so limited. Wheaties was already planting the bomb. That was at 1 minute 30 seconds. So maybe you can get a gun out of this. I mean, Mr. Myers has already grabbed an AK.
He has, and he's gone. Thank you very much, he says. We'll see you later, alligator. Master Uruguay. Quick little 2 at the 5.7. Now that's 2 AKs on the run.
Be honest. Master Uruguay was not on his screen when that kill happened.
You must have seen a leg.
Oh no, he knew he was there, but I shouldn't see him on his screen.
Oh, okay, wait. Temple of Ra. During the first Egyptian dynasty around 3000 BC, the temple was a place where gods and pharaohs... I tried my best.
Yeah. Hey, we got some knowledge, you know?
Oh, worshipped.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, easy. A lot of rituals happening, offerings and such. It's a learning type of day, you know?
Well, Ra, the god of the sun, is shining down on Oklahoma Christian today.
NC State shrouded in darkness at the moment, down by 4, but it can all change at a moment's notice. King on the AWP. That's not something we've seen a lot of this map, actually, at all.
Look at Myers. He's getting away. Molly out. Smoke to extinguish it, and he still wants to dance with this one. Shada.
What?
Shada. I mean, that first kill was head-on collision, but the second one was beautiful.
Mans didn't have a chance. Twigs watching for the flank, so Master Uguay will have something to deal with, and yeah, the Wolfpack are gone. They're out of there. Oh, that's awful. 2 shots, 2 deaths, and round over for NC State. I just don't know how Shada gets away with that. The deep smoke is great. That allows, by the way, instead of just actually smoking the Molotov, smoking the back end of it, allows you some space to work with, some coverage from pillar potentially as well.
Make sure that
so
that
you can
close
isolate.
suppression isn't there. At least you can see it.
Yeah, it's one of those small things that end up giving you a far more favorable engagement into the site. And Shada, well, he took advantage.
$11 to 6, Vincent. A perfect half so far from Oklahoma Christian. Shada doing Shada things. It really is the SS OC Esports, man. Shada and Shrani. I mean, you look at the rest, and you know, not to take away from Wheaties, Twigs, or Hunter, but they just worked around so many pop-off moments.
It certainly has been. This game in particular. Oh, and Maze. Oh, his timing could not have been more unfortunate.
Twigs gets through. Right through the smoke. King has no idea. That's up down. Smoke
King's
now to
yelling.
block his back, and Twigs is running into here. Mace flashes out. He's going to trade, but
It's not me.
it's not where they're going, Vincent.
Tawish on a fast flank. He's dropped down from mid. Hunter's just
watching.
spotted it.
And again, the smokes are going to go down. The mollies are going to keep them away. Hits on both these players, but the round is done.
Just that one kill from Twigs keeps everyone in position and opens the A site for business.
Now they're hunting. I mean, they got so much cash in their pocket. They are ready to take it away from NC State. Tawish not long for the round. Mace left alone. This AWP being hoped to carry on into the next. There's not much hope to go on if you're OC
might go down.
Esports. But
Oh,
there is
nice frag.
hope behind this AWP.
After a 6-6 half, we praise the Wolfpack, right? I mean, they kept it alive. They stayed in this thing. And a 13-1 on overpass. Now, untouched are Oklahoma Christian on their T side of Anubis.
I mean, T side for NC State was good. They gave too much up. You know how difficult the CT side is, and NC State to replicate that, it doesn't seem like it's to be. Shada ready to again do Shada things. Another double kill to the highlight reel. He's looking for more. Myers, though, he has been something to take away from here for NC State. Positive in the KD. Always present in these rounds. Just not enough. Myers is going to go down. Shrani still alive from the HE, but they know where Master Uguay is coming from. And this is all but over.
Yeah, he's getting not quite flanked, but contained. This just was a tough second half here. Nothing to be done. Shada, just an unstoppable force. 22 and 11. 2 OKD and a dominant score line at that when it comes to the final score. 13-6. It was a shutout in the second half, Seymour. And I mean, as much as that's better than the first map, I feel like we end right where Overpass was as well.
Yeah, I mean, 13-1 on Overpass, 13-6 on Anubis. The scorelines are different, but it felt quite the same. There were moments on Overpass, quite like Anubis, where you feel like NC State should have won those rounds, and if they did, you kind of have a similar scoreline to what we had in our second one. It was competitive, it just wasn't enough. And I think you kind of hit the nail on the head with saying that the strategy behind NC State, it is amazing. It's amazing to watch. It's amazing to kind of pick apart and decipher. It's just a follow-up to that strategy. What comes behind these guns, the players just not able to go toe-to-toe with some of the individuals that Oklahoma Christian have. Shada and Shrani having an amazing series. Weedy, Twigs, Hunter. I mean, not to take away from them, everybody had a great series from Oklahoma Christian. It's just when you look at Shada 22-11, above all, I mean, he just felt like he was unstoppable.
He was also the guy finding like double entries multiple times once they got over to the T side, and consistently finding the big moments, not only in those entry rolls, but then on the CT side, it was in the clutch.
It's
so many
funny,
times.
Because every single time Shada finds a kill, it's always a double kill. Always. And
it does look like it.
It's finishing 22-11. It literally is, Vincent.
That time it was a triple, but yeah.
I mean, like, it's always a multi-kill in some facet for Shada. And, you know, there's some rounds, you know, where maybe it was kind of shut down by NC State, but all in all, more often than not, it is the Shada show.
That it was. With that being said, Oklahoma Christian, they put themselves into position, you know, walking forward, looking to find RIT in the next matchup. That's going to be a banger, I think, especially when you consider what we saw today from both of those squads.
If RIT call a game like they did today versus Fisher against Oklahoma Christian, and Oklahoma Christian do what they did here, we got ourselves a really fun matchup tomorrow.
Indeed. Nonetheless, though, you know, shout out Hunter, I think, who played pretty well, quite well actually on the op. I kept saying it, but I felt so bad for him. He kept being on the wrong site, would get a kill and then have to save. So it felt like he was playing Inferno, not Anubis.
I mean, he had his moments.
Oh yeah, it's just he had to save the whole first half. Unfortunate, but here's the scoreboard and the score line. I mean, yeah, look, listen.
Feel sorry for Hunter all you want. He's 19-8.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. That's all I was mentioning. It's a bit of a more dejected look on the NC State side of things, though. Really, nobody could pick things up. I think the fact that King is 4-15 also really tells the story that the op duel wasn't really there. I mean, again, money situation aside, King didn't have the same impact. We didn't see the 1v1. Nobody was able to put Hunter out of position with an opposing AWP. All of those things leading into this bracket, though.
Yeah, I mean, granted for NC State, the everything duel wasn't there today, but there are some good takeaways to take from their run in the CS2 Collegiate Championship. It's the fact that when you look at this Wolfpack, they're crazy, they're exciting, and their strategy above all is what kind of puts them in this position. Versus Fisher, versus UT Austin, and Oklahoma Christian today, every single match showed some sort of formation from NC State where they had the strategy to take on these teams, where they pushed them to the edge in a lot of these rounds. They just, within now and the next time they take a stream or they head into a tournament, I'd like to see them just sharpen their craft within this game. And I think that this NC State team has the making of what could be a very strong collegiate CS team in the long run, Vincent. But on the other side, I mean, let's talk a little bit about Oklahoma Christian before we let go of this stream, because this team has kind of showed up this tournament, and now taking down RIT last night in NACE and having a chance to do it again inside of the lower semifinals. Oklahoma Christian can really put themselves on the map here.
They can, and listen, with the fact that they made 3 roster moves coming into this semester, and we'd really only seen them play less consequential games in NACE up until this point. This is their proving ground as much as it is for any other team that made changes into this semester and haven't seen them in like playoffs yet of any other tournaments. This is it, and I think that they are putting together a incredible showing, considering that they've won and played very close against some really strong oppositions. And as much as they've already beat RIT, I think that's going to be their biggest their biggest play to overcome, I would say, is bringing it back to RIT coming up next. But they have the pieces for sure.
I mean, lightning has struck for Oklahoma Christian. To see it strike twice, you're just going to have to wait. The action continues tomorrow for some more Rally Cry Collegiate Series at 5 p.m. Eastern. You don't want to miss it. We're going to be back with the best of 5. It's going to be a fun time. But for tonight, take care, everybody. Have a great time. We'll see you tomorrow.